Hey everybody, I'm Nathan, and every week I do comic book reviews because that's the rule around my house. If I want to keep buying them, then I have to review them. This review is going to be Moon Knight number 5 by Brian Bendis and Alex Maleev, as you can see here. And lately in this book, they've been focusing on what you see in the cover here. Moon Knight's got aspects or personalities of Spider-Man and Captain America and Wolverine going on in his head at the same time, all as like separate voices telling him what to do, which makes it really kind of crazy because you're trying to figure out what he should do, and you're trying to see whether or not these voices are the true voices of these people kind of remade in his head, or if they're kind of crazy versions or tainted versions because they're inside of Mark Spector's head also. I thought it was okay. It's kind of interesting that all of the personalities, not only do they argue with each other in this one, but they even argue with themselves, kind of deciding to go back on some points right after they had them, showing that they're not very stable or solid personalities here. And of course, Echo, who I totally forgot who that was. I think she needs that little like tattoo thing or whatever that was on her face before to really identify her again. Either that or this book needs to come out more often, because I thought that I read the last issue and then this one came out. I barely remembered what was happening last time. You do get some decent art going on here with Moon Knight using his cape to fly, but for the most part I don't particularly love this art style, and I believe Maleev's art style on Daredevil is one of the reasons why I didn't really read this, or read that instead of read this. It's good, and it has some decent humor moments. It's really interesting that the hero personalities aren't always there. They kind of fade in and fade out and kind of come and go. And I personally haven't seen a lot of the personality switches between Mark Spector's main multiple personalities either. I think that's one of the things that he really has, is a little bit of schizophrenia and multiple personality disorder, where he actually changes into different people, like cab drivers and movie producers and stuff. And I haven't been reading this book long enough to really experience multiple personalities, but I was kind of hoping to see a little bit more of that psychotic split. A lot of the books that Moon Knight appears in or is in refers to him being crazy even more than they really show him being crazy. And yes, there's the big fight scene at the beginning between Moon Knight and the cops, where they have those Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Captain America trying to tell him what to do and feeding him lines and direction and stuff. But, that's only like one small part of this whole thing. It seems like the rest of the time he's really got it under control. So I take that for whatever it is. And then at the same time, Moon Knight had to call this dude and get him to come pick him up because they lost their transportation and he lost his cape. And the conversation there was really good too, because the guy that came to pick him up and help him out asked about the person who used to do this before, which I don't think I've ever seen before. I think Punisher has had microchip and then switched over to somebody else, and that somebody else or whoever was helping him never really thinks about the person that was there before that I've seen anyway. There's also some cop drama in here that you can really attribute to Bendis. Bendis loves his cop drama stuff going on in here. But overall, I didn't think that this was necessarily a fantastic issue in any respect. I'd want to save judgment on it if I could for the whole arc, but since I judged these issues individually, I'll say that there was a decent amount of cop fighting or cop resisting here at the beginning, and then a little bit of escaping, and then at the end there's some cop drama stuff. So it was nothing particularly that I was too interested in or too amazed to see, but it did move the story along, really. I'm still undecided about this book. I hear everybody ranting and raving about this, but it's just not the style of artwork that I typically enjoy, and it's not a character that I'm particularly interested in, although I probably like Echo more than I like Moon Knight. So I don't know, it's hard to see this getting better than what it is. I'm thinking that at this point, if I haven't really liked what I've been seeing, then I probably won't like it in the future. But it's got such good reviews and people seem to enjoy it so much, I want to give it another issue or two to give it a real chance. So I'll probably give it a 3 out of 5 because there's nothing really wrong with it. It's just kind of not for me. It's not my flavor or my style. Moon Knight number 5, 3 out of 5. So there you go. If you want to, if you like this review and want to see other ones that I've done, or right, that's what you would be looking for, then check out Spidey 207 without an E, SPIDY 207 at YouTube, and Peteparker elsewhere, like the fine sites of the Marvel and DC databases, ifanboy.com and ComicFine. I try to post on all of those. So if you have any questions or comments for me, go ahead and leave them in the comments field wherever you happen to see this, and I will do my best to either address your concerns directly or answer questions. I also like to hear what you thought about the same books, because I like to also feel like I'm not the only one. A lot of times you guys make comments that change my mind about the way the book's going a lot of times. So keep them up. I enjoy them just as much as probably you do. So in any case, thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you on the next one.